User needs statements always follow this format. As a, and then here's where you insert the people affected by the problem. So in this case, this is your users. We often find it helpful here to go as specific as seems realistic. When I, so you're writing from their point of view. So this is the situation in which you think the problem is occurring. And again, this is what you'll find out is whether true or a wrong assumption in that user research stage. I need, so this is what you think that they need, so that, and then that's where the outcome that you've already thought about that they need is then going to be achieved. I think it will be helpful just to take a quick look at a good example along with a few common mistakes. So this is a great example from the Law Center's network project. So their user needs statement was simply, as a person seeking legal support, when I am making an appointment to speak to a lawyer, I need to be reminded of the date and which documents I need to bring a week before, so that I turn up at the right time with the right things. So as you can see there, that's a really strong example because it draws directly on the outcome that they want for their users, along with some great specifics, such as the idea that you need to be reminded of the date and documents a week before. When they take that user needs statement out to be tested in the user research phase, they might find that actually people need to be reminded repeatedly, or longer than a week is fine, or it simply means to be the day before. So that's a really great kind of thing to take out and test. Let's look now at a not so great example. And it goes without saying that this was a charity's complete first draft, so they were able to improve it going forward. As a staff member, when I want to source interviewees, I want to have a database of volunteers whom I can contact to speak on inequalities. What might not be so great about this one? Well, for one, quite often charities pick up that it says as a staff member, so perhaps that's not completely putting ourselves in our users' shoes. And another real key point that comes up quite often is this idea of I want to have a database of volunteers. Maybe they don't want a database at all. Maybe they need a way, but it doesn't have to be a database. So that's kind of having the solution that we might already have our eyes and hearts set on already in the user needs statement, which kind of undermines the point of using this as a chance to really find out the truth before we go ahead and start coming up with ideas of solutions. So we've got here, as a young person, when I feel isolated and frustrated, I need a space to belong in which I can be valued, listened to, and supported so that I can feel better about myself and my community. So this one's an improvement because it's got right there as a young person, though sometimes participants notice that you could make that even more specific, perhaps ages or specific communities. But it starts to get complicated with this idea of feeling isolated and frustrated. Now, I don't know about you, but those two feelings for me are often completely different, and making one or the other feel kind of better can often need actually quite a different solution for myself. It feels a bit here that there's so many ands, so in that sentence, and also feel better about myself and my community. But I think we'd almost say this is two user needs statements in one. You're trying to solve too many problems with one solution, and often you could just simply have two separate things. They might actually come up with the same solution, but I suspect that they'd probably look quite different. So that's a good tip. Often if you have an and in your user needs statement, it's probably actually more like two. So think about just eliminating that and. So now we've had a chance to look at some good examples and some not so good examples. It's time just to take as long as you need, maybe 10 minutes, maybe a little less, maybe a little longer, to practice drafting your own user needs statement.